So most importantly, I would say establish which type of learner you are. So for example, me, I'm a visual learner and I'm a repetitive learner. So I learned best by studying a topic and writing it out consistently. And then once I've learnt it, I've memorized it completely. I'd also utilize loads of different colors. I bought a whiteboard so that I could differentiate which case, which study, which field of law, whatever it may be, was to a specific colour. So organise your notes how best you learn. What I would do is I would record my lectures, and then whilst I'm going over my notes, I'd listen to the recording. So you're digesting the information in two different ways. Another important thing is a lot of people don't realise, but it's all well and good learning a topic, but you have to know how to apply it to a problem. And that was a major issue for a lot of people in law. So our teachers would upload documents with different problem questions, which we were allowed to answer and send back to them for marking. So that's a really good way for you to start practicing practice papers. That's why they're always so useful before you go into an exam. So I would definitely say practice as much as you can and apply as many different scenarios as you can to one issue. Often with law, it's not necessarily a yes/no answer. It's why do you feel this is the answer, and how best are you going to be able to argue that in a court of law or as a defence. Now, workload is a difficult one because it all depends on your time management and how many other responsibilities you have at the moment. I would definitely say prioritise university. I was working part-time and I had to make them very aware that when I do have exams and things like that, I will be taking time off because this is my number one priority, and I'm only working to fund myself so I can eat. Yeah, that being said, utilise all your time. If you've got a lunch break, do your work in it. If you've got a couple of hours before your next lecture, go to the library and do your work. Weekends, they're non-existent. Whilst I was at university, I wasn't going out. I barely went out. Second and third year, I didn't go out at all. Then I would say, as soon as your assignment has been uploaded, look at it. Don't have to do it that day, but look at it and identify what you understand and what you have no clue how to answer. The sooner you identify that there's things that you're going to struggle with, the more likely you are to get on with the topic and try and figure out solutions to the problems that you can see. So I would often open my document, read the questions, highlight what I didn't understand, and then I would go and start finding cases or previous case law and put it all in one Word document. Doesn't have to make sense. I would just have like paragraphs and websites and journal articles, and I would just copy and paste them into there. So when I do decide to go back to actually do it a week before, I would actually have some sort of baseline to start on. I know the workload is not easy, but I do have to say it really does set you up for life, because everywhere you go, the workload is going to be like this. However, you will have more help in terms of being able to ask questions.